Hello everyone, today we are breaking down the episode 6 trailer for House of the Dragon Season 2, but before that remember to like the video, helps out the channel a lot, and subscribe, and yada yada yada, let's get to it. The first thing we see is the Dragon Keepers at the Dragon Pit on Dragonstone. This is where all the dragons preside. We hear Rhaenyra say that this has never been attempted before, and to claim a dragon you must be prepared to die. So the Blacks are kind of desperate. They don't have an answer for Vhagar. The dragon is too big for any of the current riders for the Blacks. The only dragons that could match Vhagar, they still wouldn't be bigger, are Silverwing and Vermithor. But those dragons are currently riderless, last ridden by Jaehaerys and Alicent Targaryen. At the end of episode 5, Jace and Rhaenyra came up with a bit of a plan to have people of Valyrian descent try and claim a dragon. There will be some great lords that have a bit of Valyrian blood from marriages and whatnot, but there will also be bastards, known as dragon seeds. There is a little town on Dragonstone, and it was not uncommon for the Targaryens to go down there and tumble in the weeds with some of the ladies. There was even a thing called the First Night Custom. When someone would get married, the Lord of Dragonstone could claim this and sleep with the bride first. We have seen a few bastards or people who seem to have Targaryen blood this season. We met Ulf the White, who claimed to be the bastard brother of Daemon, and we have met Hugh Hammer, a blacksmith working in King's Landing. Hugh does have the hair for it, so I'm pretty sure he's a Targaryen bastard. The fact we have been following his character kind of tells us this. Either way, it is safe to say these two will most likely try and claim a dragon. Jace and Rhaenyra are unsure if Valyrian blood is necessary to ride a dragon. Jace said it could just be something to prop Valyrians up. Either way, many will try and claim one of these beasts, because claiming a dragon would make you very powerful, and the lands and titles that Jace is offering to anyone who can claim a dragon helps a lot too. The next scene is of Daemon. He seems to be smiling at Alice Rivers. He is a bit frightened of her. She seems to have an idea of what is happening to him with his visions especially, because he has a weird sex dream about his mother, and then she mentions how he has never met his mother. Anyways, Daemon may start taking her advice, instead of going off his worst impulses. The next scene is of Criston Cole speaking to the Green Small Council. He says if Daemon prevails in the Riverlands, he will no longer have the numbers to challenge him. So Criston added a bunch of houses during his march to Rook's Rest, so they did gain a good amount of fighting men. But with the entirety of the Riverlands behind Daemon, they would easily defeat Criston's army. Luckily for Criston, Daemon is doing a poor job of convincing the Rivermen to raise their banners for him. They even yelled at him last episode for the atrocities the Blackwoods committed under the Targaryen banner. But we see Criston on his horse, so it seems they are riding out again. Alicent is there to see him off. So I would assume his plan is to get to Harrenhal before Daemon can unite the Riverlands, then either kill Daemon or hold him hostage. In the next scene, we see Aemond speaking with Criston Cole, saying his uncle is a challenge he welcomes, if he dares face him. Daemon is like Aemond's hero. He admires him. Aemond wants to carve out a legacy like his, but only bigger. Daemon is known as one of the most dangerous men Westeros has ever seen, and Aemond wants that recognition. He is a studier of history. He wants to be remembered like that. So if he takes out his uncle, he will surpass him, and be remembered as one of the great Targaryen dragon lords. In this shot, we see Daemon going to his dragon Caraxes. He seems to be in a bit of a hurry, so something dire must be happening. He either has to get to a place fast or perhaps defend himself. Either way, a dragon is pretty good for either of those things. Perhaps Sir Criston and his force has gotten there and he needs to make an exit, especially if Aemond is there as well. Daemon does not want to die yet, and taking on Vhagar and Aemond would be a death wish. There's still more for him to do. And if this is the case, he is probably taking into account what Alice Rivers told him, that he was going to die at Harrenhal. She somehow knew about the atrocities the Blackwoods were committing. She knew about the weird mother sex dream. It's best not to chance it and leave from this place before it's too late. In the next scene, we see Aemond visiting his brother Aegon. How sweet. Aegon seems to be awake. Aemond is putting pressure on his brother's burns, causing him great pain. I'm sure Aemond is talking some mad smack to Aegon as well, probably mentioning how he's going to kill him, but just not yet. He wants a little bit more fun with his brother before he puts him out of his misery. It is well documented that Aegon used to bully Aemond, and Aemond did not enjoy it. So Aemond is going to get some much needed revenge here. In the next scene, we see Alicent speaking with her son Aemond. She says, Have the indignities of your childhood not yet sufficiently been avenged? So Alicent knows that Aemond had something to do with Aegon's injuries and is kind of calling him out on it. She might know about Aemond going to visit his brother and causing him pain there as well. I find it funny that Alicent now wants to be a mother. If she was a decent mother to begin with, maybe Aegon wouldn't have bullied Aemond. I assume what she is saying has to do with Aegon, unless she's trying to get Aemond to sit down and try and find peace with the Blacks, like what Rhaenyra wanted in episode 2. I wouldn't think that would be the case, but we spent like 3 episodes of Rhaenyra thinking peace was still an option, so who knows? I hope to God it's not that. In the next scene, we see Rhaenyra riding out on her dragon Syrax. She says, "You must see in me a ruler and a symbol of authority. A shield and a sword." Rhaenyra has been annoyed the last few episodes. She wants to help in the war effort, but her council advises against it. She is the queen. Without her, none of this matters. They are trying to keep her safe, but she wants to show she is a woman of action. She was reading up on Visenya, one of Aegon the Conqueror's sister wives, last episode, who was a great warrior, who fought in Aegon's conquest. Rhaenyra feels like she needs to do the same, which is why we see her looking at swords and gearing up. In the next scene, we see the Lannister army marching. In episode 5, Jace said they would be marching towards the twins. The Lannister force is quite strong, obviously, but they are not going to meet up with Criston's force. The twins are on the west side of Westeros and Harrenhal is on the east. The Lannisters need to get to the twins before the Stark army gets there, because if they can defeat the Freys in time, then they could hold the Starks from crossing the bridge. In the next scene, we see Jace speaking with his mother Rhaenyra. He says that they will never match the strength of the Green army, that they need Daemon. So yeah, the Greens have a lot of fighting men. House Hightower, the Lannisters, the Baratheons, a lot of the Crownlands, they have the numbers, even if the Riverlands back the Blacks. That's why he tells his mother they need Daemon. He is a large dragon and he is an experienced rider, which the Blacks need. He's also been to war, so he can lead the army for the Blacks. So basically, Jace is telling his mother, hey, I know you guys got into a fight, but we are at war. Set your differences aside, or else we stand no chance against the Greens. In the next shot, we see Corlys Velaryon at Dragonstone, so it seems he has accepted the role of Hand of the Queen. We see the Lannister army meeting another group of men. I believe this is House Piper, but I'm not certain. This could be another house in the Westerlands as well. I would say they are a foe though, for sure. We could see Daemon is having another vision at Harrenhal, and once again, he is in the throne room. He seems like he's going to cry. I'm going to guess he is seeing Viserys at this moment. The next scene we see is the riot at King's Landing, and Alicent and Helaena are getting swarmed by the small folk. This is Mysarea's doing, getting these small folk riled up to cause a riot. And the last shot we see is a dragon rising up from the dragon pit. This is not Vermithor, since Vermithor has a scar above his mouth. It could be Silverwing, does not look very silvery, but it is dark though. I suppose we'll find out next week what the dragon's name is. If you know what it is, leave it down in the comments. And that is it for the trailer. What did you think of it? Leave it down in the comments below. And if you want more House of the Dragon content, please subscribe and like the video. Check out the Twitter link in the description below. And as always, have an awesome day.